My name is Mike, but everyone calls me Mikey. And I never thought I'd be telling this story out loud because saying it makes it feel more real, more alive, like it's still happening, like it never really ended. I'm 22, living with my parents in Northern California, not the sunny postcard version, not beaches and palm trees, but trees so tall they block out the sky, mountains that swallow sound, snow that makes the world feel empty, and roads that disappear into nothing. When my parents left for a wedding overseas, I didn't think much of it. I'd been alone before. I liked the quiet. I liked the way the house felt when it was just me, like it was finally breathing. The first night was normal. I watched TV, fell asleep on the couch, went to bed. Nothing strange. No noises, no shadows, just silence. The second night, though, that's when everything broke. I woke up suddenly, like someone had shaken me, but no one was there. My room was dark, the kind of dark that feels thick, like you could reach out and grab it. My heart was already racing and I didn't know why. Then I saw it. My closet door was open. I always keep it closed. Always. I've done it since I was a kid. It's automatic, like locking a car. Seeing it open felt wrong in a way I can't explain. My chest tightened. My hands started shaking. I told myself I probably forgot. I told myself I was being stupid, but I knew I wasn't. I grabbed my phone and turned on the flashlight, and that's when I screamed. There were two figures standing at the edge of my bed. Not sitting, not leaning, standing, just inches from me. Tall, still, watching. I couldn't see their faces, only dark shapes where faces should be. The scream ripped out of me before I could stop it. The sound felt like it tore my throat open. The moment the light hit them, they moved. Not slowly, not carefully. They scattered like animals caught in headlights. One went left, one went right. I heard something metal hit the floor, a sharp, ugly sound. My brain wasn't working. My body just reacted. I jumped out of bed and ran after them, down the hall, barefoot, heart slamming, lungs burning. I saw the front door swing open. I heard it slam, and then they were gone. Just like that. Gone. Into the trees, into the dark, into nothing. I stood there shaking, listening to my own breathing, waiting for them to come back, waiting for something else to happen. Nothing did. I locked myself in my room and called 911 with hands that wouldn't stop trembling. My voice didn't sound like mine. It sounded broken. The police came. They searched the house. They checked every window, every door, every corner. No forced entry, no broken locks, no footprints, nothing. They looked at me like I was confused, like I was exaggerating, like maybe I dreamed it. One of them said, "You probably forgot to lock the door." I wanted to scream at him. I know I didn't. I always lock it. Always. When they left, the house felt colder, bigger, empty in the worst way. That's when I turned on my bedroom light and saw what had fallen. It was one of my mom's kitchen knives. Not a small one. A long one. Sharp. Heavy. The kind you use to cut meat. It was lying on my floor, pointing toward my bed. I stared at it for a long time. My mind kept replaying the image of them standing there. So close, so quiet. Not taking anything, not searching, just watching. Holding a knife. Waiting. It's been 2 weeks now. 2 weeks of sleepless nights. 2 weeks of checking every lock 5 times. 2 weeks of jumping at every sound. I hear footsteps that aren't there. I hear footsteps that aren't there. I see shadows move when nothing moves. Sometimes I wake up and my heart is already pounding like my body remembers before my mind does. I keep asking myself the same question over and over. Why didn't they rob the house? There were laptops. Cash, jewelry, easy stuff. Why stand over me? Why bring a knife into my bedroom? Why wait until I was asleep? Sometimes I think they weren't there to steal anything. Sometimes I think they were there for me. I've gone back and watched the security camera footage from outside, even though it barely shows anything. Just 2 shapes slipping into the trees. No faces. No details. Like they were never really there. Like they belonged to the forest more than they belonged in my house. I've started noticing things since then. Scratches on the door frame that weren't there before. Mud on the back steps after it hasn't rained. A smell sometimes, like wet leaves and metal. Once, I found my closet door open again. I know I closed it. I know I did. My parents think I'm stressed. They think I'm overthinking. They say I'm safe. But they weren't there. They didn't see what I saw. They didn't feel that moment when two strangers stood in the dark, close enough to touch, close enough to kill, and chose not to. Or maybe they just weren't finished. Sometimes I lie in bed and imagine them out there, somewhere between the trees, watching the house, waiting for the lights to go off, waiting for me to fall asleep again. Sometimes I think about the way they ran, how fast, how silent, like they practiced it, like they'd done it before, like they knew exactly where everything was, like they knew me. And the worst part is this: when I close my eyes, I can still see them, not clearly, just shapes, standing at the edge of my bed, patient, quiet. And I don't know if they were scared of my scream, or if they were disappointed that I woke up.